Well, it's Monday evening and time for another episode of Music with Mr. D. Tonight we have our usual update
Well, it's Monday evening
of
and
what we
time
know.
for another episode.
Get rid of that. We're going to start with our update of what we know regarding live music bookings, followed by a live interview with Will and Catherine from the Co-Conspirators, who will tell us about their upcoming record launch. So let's get started. Mr. D, you're seeing episode 8 of the Music Mr. D series. As usual, we'll start with a list that's happening in the coming week in terms of live music. First, the busy Cardinal Brewery in Hudson, April 7th, 30 features the bi-weekly acoustic jam. All players are welcome, and it's a great fun evening. There's usually a good crowd with lots of good laughter and good music. April the 8th, also at Cardinal, features the launch for Brian Gallagher's new CD release, An Ordinary Guy. I think it's An Ordinary Man, actually. And April 13th, the Cardinal hosts the traditional Celtic Jam at 6:30. Again, a jam to which anyone is invited. If you enjoy Celtic music and the playing of it or the listening to it, come on down on April the 13th at 6:30 for the traditional Celtic Jam. The open mic series continues at the Atlantic Pub in Alexandria. This is a recently begun open mic series, and it has brought some live music to the Alexandria area. And we understand that there was a fairly good turnout last week. So tune into the Atlantic Pub for some good open mic music. Mondays at the Wheel Club at NDG are always Hillbilly Night, so you can now go live to participate in Hillbilly Night or stay at home and watch on Facebook. We highly recommend that you go to the Wheel Club if you can. Live music survives only when there are bums in seats, so we encourage people always to attend the live music venues. On April 8th, the Wheel Club is featuring a Bruce Springsteen tribute at the Wheel Club. Again, something that might be quite interesting to folks who are fans of Bruce Springsteen, as so many are. And on April 14th, John Kirkhoven and Patrick Hutchison will also play at the Wheel Club. The Cameron Public House in Hudson continues their Sunday open mic series, and we're expecting to hear some word on some other players that will be performing at the Cameron Public House, which is also located pretty much in downtown Hudson. Looking a little further up the road, on April 22nd, the Biggs Sports Bar in Vaudreuil will feature Hurricane Jane. And last but not least, the 50 Proof is performing at the Windsor Tavern in a fundraiser for Ukraine. As usual, always check out the websites and the Facebook pages for all of these venues or these performers to confirm time and ticket requirements, if any.
When I saw you sitting there in the ballroom light, looking like the kind of girl who'll talk to me tonight. You can tell me anything, just don't tell me lies. Listen to you all night long, won't you talk to me tonight?
from the co-conspirators are a Montreal-based duo playing music from old-time gospel to folk, country, and popular music. Will Richards and Catherine are two fine talents whose musical harmonies are always a treat. They've recently returned from a cross-Canada tour and appearing this weekend at the Courcelle Bar in Montreal for the release of their new record, from which that tune was taken. And we will now welcome Will and Catherine to our studio. Welcome.
Hello, Ben. How are you?
I'm very well, and how are you two folks doing?
We're very well, thank you.
Very, very well. Yes,
Good.
yes.
Good.
Yes. I should say we are no
Before we
longer
get-
Montreal-based. We moved to Hemingford, beautiful, beautiful village about 45 minutes south of Montreal.
I know Hemingford well.
Oh, you do? Okay.
When I was looking to buy my first house, we went looking for a cottage, a house, or a farm, whichever we could afford. And Hemingford was high up on our list.
Well, Hemingford remains a surprisingly affordable little community. So we bailed on the city and now are enjoying village life. So,
well, that's good.
Yeah.
So I'll have to change my script for you then.
Yeah, let's start again.
That's right. So I'm just going to try and do something here and get you folks into the big picture, because you're the important ones on this evening's broadcast.
There we go.
So before we get into the nitty-gritty of your new record, there may be some of our audience that has not had the pleasure of hearing and meeting you. So perhaps you could tell us a little bit about the history of the co-conspirators and your music.
I'll take this one.
Yeah. Sure.
So I met Catherine. It's actually coming up on 7 years ago on, I believe, April 18th or something like that. And
the date you should remember, Bill.
Well, that was when I met her. I remember our anniversary of our first date. I do remember that. That would be May 13. Yeah, I got a nod,
good,
so that's
very
right.
So when I met Catherine, it was only a couple of years after that, though, that we actually started performing live. It was actually at a birthday party of mine at Barfly in Montreal that we did our first sort of real show. And that was just a little over 5 years ago. And we sort of took it, sort of typical local sort of ensemble that is playing like maybe once a month, once every 2 months or so, up until about 3 years ago when I decided to sell my business. I'd had enough, 20 plus years in business, and I'd had enough. So I decided to sell it and pursue this. And somehow I convinced Catherine to quit her job and do the same. I don't know. I guess I can sell ice to the oh, you can't say that word anymore.
Anyway, it didn't take a lot of convincing, I gotta say. We knew that I took a leave of absence and to try it out. And we toured for a year, and it was just a wonderful year. And I decided not to go back to my job, my day job. And it was about a week before the pandemic hit that I made that decision. I don't regret it still. We've pushed through, and we keep touring, and we keep looking for the gigs. Even through the pandemic, we were lucky. We were very lucky.
Yeah. We hit the West Coast the last couple of winters. This year was really good. We managed to get in about 23, 24 shows. The winter before that was bleak. That was the one where all the bars and restaurants out there, pretty much everywhere, were all closed down. So we didn't do a lot that year, but we have, I think we've managed to keep ourselves in the public eye as much as I think anybody can during these times.
I heard it from a trusted source that this tour started out on a bit of a flat note.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Flat tire in Calgary. That one.
Well,
that'd be the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was tough. You know what? We got the flat tire about 3 hours out of Calgary, maybe, but we were right next to a provincial park, so as we waited for CAA to show up, we just went for a little walk in the park. It was beautiful, sunny day. It's lovely.
Was
The other thing about that was a
lemons
stone
make lemonade.
punctured our tire. You know, it was weird. I still have the stone actually. You know. But yeah, that was heading that. Oh, the worst of that did actually. Sorry, was set us back for one stop for the night. We had to, it was winter driving, so it was a bit dodgy, and we don't like to drive at night. But it wasn't too bad.
And it wasn't a day that we had a show to get to, so that was lucky.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah. So what cities did you actually perform in on your tour?
Sorry?
What cities did you perform in your tour?
Oh boy.
It was mostly on Vancouver Island, but we did do Nelson and Vancouver. We were supposed to do not Chilliwack around there, but of course when we headed out this year, it was when all the roads were closed,
Right.
like when the West Coast was kind of cut off
From the flooding.
Yeah, so that cut into our things a little bit, but around Victoria, Parksville, Nanaimo, Comox, Denman Island. We actually did an outdoor show on Denman Island on January 28th or something like that. And yes, it was very, very cold.
Surprisingly cold.
Yeah, the guy told us, "Oh, I have a tent." And I was like, "You don't have a tent, you have a canopy." So it was a tough night. It was a tough night.
Yeah.
But
so you didn't play your way across Canada. You went to BC to tour BC.
This trip we just went to BC, and we were mostly on the island. We did some Sunshine Coast, Powell River, Sunshine Coast, but yeah, we just decided winter driving is too difficult to tour and drive, and so 2 summers ago though we did do shows all the way across the country.
Right.
And we're doing that again this summer actually, so that's pretty exciting. Starting I guess beginning of July, we'll be driving across. Our first shows are in Ottawa, and then we go up to Timmins, which is new for us.
Yeah. And Dryden. We have passed through Dryden. Anybody who's driven across the country has passed through Dryden.
Of course.
And we have passed through several times, and now we actually have a reason to stop. We will be stopping in Dryden. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm sure the people of Timmins and Dryden will really appreciate it, because not a lot of the local or smaller, like non-big show musicians, or any musicians at all that are touring, typically stop there. So the audience would be appreciative.
Yeah, that's right. And then we've got Winnipeg. Oh my goodness, where are we going? Winnipeg. We got Nelson. We got Vancouver. And then we're going to go over to the island. We have a couple of shows on the island. So it's going to be, and we're going to be camping along the way. So that'll be fun.
Oh, yeah. Exciting way to tour.
I'm not sure if we're supposed to talk about it yet, but I'm going to anyway.
Okay.
We're heading out to Vancouver Island because we will be playing the Vancouver Island Folk Festival.
Oh, wow.
We've been invited to play up there. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah. You'll be in good company with friends of mine from DeWittville down the South Shore. The Durham County Poets are going to play that same festival, I believe.
No, they're playing the Vancouver Island Music Festival.
Ah, okay.
It's a different thing.
Yeah.
The music festival is a big event, and I know Kevin. We were supposed to do a show out with them in Howick last summer. But yeah, they've got a heck of a summer going for their record launch. And I think that's one of the high spots for them is the Island Music Festival. We're doing the smaller but equally prestigious Island Folk Festival.
And where does that take place?
Just outside Duncan on July 23rd.
Okay. So just in case any of my BC friends are listening there, they can mark their calendars so they can go and see you there. Yeah. Well, that's great. That's great. So you're releasing a record.
Yes. Well, we had the official release, I guess, in now where was that? It was
oh boy
on the 8th of January.
Oh, the Cowichan Folk Guild.
5th of January, the Cowichan Folk Guild. We had the
Mhm.
official release, I guess, the first official release.
Yeah.
But on Monday, April 11th, this coming Monday, we have our Montreal release. So that'll be at Bar Crucelle at 8 o'clock, which we're very excited about because it's been a while since we played Montreal.
Sure.
And we just love our new CD. So we think everybody else should hear it. So.
When
What's-
was the
what's
last time you did Montreal?
I have no idea.
It's been close to 3 years, I think. Oh,
Since you played in Montreal.
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was over 2.5 years ago since we played Montreal. Yeah, wow. That's I couldn't even tell you which venue. It's probably like the one on Sherbrooke there.
Yeah, Shaker maybe.
Shaker maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Crucelle, looking forward to that, and we're down in Ormstown. We're doing gigs at the end of April too, and that's a record launch too. But yeah, the record's out. It's been out since the 5th. We actually managed to get a fair bit of attention for it, which is always nice. You put a lot of work into something, and sometimes it can just sit there. And but we still got a little bit of notice. We got some airplay. We got some fans in Germany. Apparently, it got a substantial amount of airplay over in Germany. So I don't know how that happens, but it does. And the response overall has been super positive. So yeah. And on Monday,
the title of the CD.
Sorry,
I'm trying to get the title of the CD out of you so that people can go and look for it.
Unreliable Narrators.
Okay.
So it's playing on this theme that it's a literary term. An unreliable narrator is a narrator, of course, that you can't trust, be it for whether they're lying to you, whether they just don't know the truth, or whether they're insane, or multiple reasons. An unreliable narrator is someone you can't trust. So as songwriters, we're telling stories all the time. So it's good to have this sort of notion. It's like, well, is this a true story? Is this a reliable narrative that you're listening to? And with music, it often doesn't really matter, or it becomes more engaging given the possibility that it's not necessarily, the God honest truth.
Yeah. It can be quite exciting to talk to someone who's spent the afternoon flying on the back of a dragon or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And can people access it through the normal channels, the Spotify and whatever, Bandcamp and all the rest?
Spotify, Bandcamp, Apple Music, all those ones, Bandcamp, but through our own website, thecoconspirators.com, you can find it. You can buy it. You can buy CDs. You can download it. You can even stream it. I made the decision just to leave it there to stream. Anybody can have to listen to it. Just I'd much rather people listen to it than not.
Yeah,
so it is there. CD is the best way to go still, though. So, and you can order CDs from a variety of sources. So.
We just run that there for people to see if they don't catch it exactly. So so you're going off again on tour in July. So are you going to be have you got a number of gigs planned before you get away?
Yes. So we have the one on the 11th here in Montreal, and then we have gigs on the 30th, I believe, in Ormstown. And then May, we have several trips. We seem to do quite a bit of Eastern Ontario. So we'll be going to Picton, and we're going to, where are we going? London, Ontario.
Westport. Ottawa, Toronto. Elora.
Yeah.
Elora. Yeah.
Hamilton. We're going to Hamilton. We've got a really nice looking house concert set up in Hamilton. And of course, it's lovely to see the house concerts starting to happen again.
Yes, that's for sure.
Such a fantastic way of reaching small, intimate audiences. I can't think of where else.
Yeah,
I
I
should
think
know
that-
these things.
Yeah, I think that's about it. I think
Well,
we're going back and forth several times to different spots in Ontario
Yeah.
before we actually start heading west for a little further.
I'm racking my brain a little bit here. Did we manage to book you in the vineyard this year?
Yeah, I think we're in August. Yeah, we're
August 28th.
28th.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought
we
I
are
thought
there.
so. I was surprised that you would leave that off the list of places where
Oh,
you're
sorry.
planning to go.
I can only think so far ahead. That's been
No,
one of
that's
the
okay.
hardest things that we have to deal with right now. It shows how privileged our life is that we have to be planning things for like August and September.
Yeah.
And
you know.
further and further.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We were actually like emailing somebody earlier today about shows back out west for December, January, and February. And
Wow.
it's such a foreign concept to me. But yes, we have the vineyard in August, the Van Cleef Hill Vineyard, and we're going up to Manitoulin Islands too.
Oh,
in
lucky.
August. Oh yeah. We passed through there before, but never played. And there's a wonderful restaurant there called Maja's, and we're playing there.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I'm trying to think what else.
we got September, 2 in September.
Yeah.
Mariposa in Montreal.
That's right.
Cafe Mariposa
oh,
in Montreal, and then the market up in
Oh yeah,
Arundel.
Arundel Market too.
Yeah.
We're going to be playing.
oh, nice. Okay. That's
Yeah.
And of course,
2
we're
minutes up the road from
constantly
me here,
adding. It's just like some people it's like you got to be 4 months in advance. Some people are like, well, call me about 30 days beforehand. So you got to try and juggle all these things, and it's we probably spend more time booking and publicizing than actually practicing and performing.
And then there's the driving.
A lot of driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
sure.
and I guess what usually happens in those cases, as I've heard from some of my other touring friends, is that you'll book something in Hamilton, and then your next booking, somebody wants you to go and play in Moncton or something, and you got to race all the way back across to do that.
Yeah, we do our best to avoid that. I mean, obviously,
Sure.
We're actually still, we try to take all the gigs that were offered, but we do try to make them in some sort of sequence that makes sense, graphically speaking.
Yeah.
We have we're booked in Winnipeg on a Monday night, and we have to be in Nelson, BC by Wednesday.
Oot.
So it's not impossible. I think it's 18 hours of driving, but we've got Tuesday and a bit of Wednesday to do that in. So
Wow.
yeah, that's a bit of a stretch, but
Yeah.
Good luck. You may want to look into an RCMP escort or something.
it's all prairie driving though.
Yeah.
So that's the good part of it.
Yeah. And it's not supposed to snow.
No, exactly. Well, yeah. So there are other problems in July, potential problems, but
Sure.
we'll hope for the best. But we're thinking, I think for September, we may go out to Nova Scotia. We've been offered a couple of lovely house concerts out there. So we just have to sort those out. But we're working on that right now.
Yeah. Oh, it's good. Yeah. So the song that we played before we brought you into the studio was, I'm not going to get the title right again, but it's Let Me Walk You Home
Tonight. Yes.
Yeah. So what's behind that? What's behind that song?
That is actually a story about the very first time that I laid eyes on Catherine. It was at the Biff Tech Bar on Saint Laurent Boulevard in Montreal, and we were at a friend was having a birthday party there, which is probably coming up again soon. So we might have to go to that. And I was actually supposed to meet somebody else there. Honest truth, I was supposed to meet some other woman there, and she bailed. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm here for the birthday party, and I'm sitting at the bar, and I look across and I see this very, very beautiful woman, and I'm thinking, I'm gonna go talk to her. And I'm sure we've all sat there in bars going, I'm gonna go talk to her. and not done it, but I did. It was helpful that she was sitting with mutual friends, so that sort of gave me a little bit of courage too. And so yes, I went over and I started chatting, and I discovered that Catherine had been at the bar for quite some time and was a little unsteady on her legs. When she went to walk to the bathroom, I thought, "Oh wow, she's got quite the swagger to her." But I think it was more of a stagger than a swagger. But so, and then so that's what that song is about.
Oh.
So
it's interesting that you would get up and approach somebody like that, being the shy guy that you are.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and so, is there anything else our audience should know about you?
Oh boy.
No. I mean, I think what I'd like to say is something along the lines of what you said earlier. You know, it's time now, I think, to start getting out and getting back to live music. Mm-hmm. It's we've come across so many people in our travels that have said to us, it's just like it's so thrilling for them. It's such a release for them. We did a show in Vancouver. I can talk about this.
Yeah.
Where it was for unvaccinated people. It was it was not exactly private, but it was at a place where they knew these people and they couldn't go anywhere. They couldn't go to restaurants, couldn't go see music, couldn't do anything. So we said, yeah, we'll come there and we'll do a show. And the response to that was just like, it was just amazing. And people were so, so relieved and so happy to be out there. I'm not saying because it was us, although I think that was part of it. But people, I think people need to get back out and realize that we've lost a little bit of a sense of community that we would come together through music. So
yeah. And
we
also played, sorry,
go ahead.
We played at an old folks' home or a seniors' home, I should say, in Nelson, and we had to perform with our masks on, and that was the first time we'd done that, and we found it very difficult. But that's neither here nor there. Really, the connection that we made with these, like, everybody came. They had not had music in over a year. And they were so grateful, and we connected so well with them and them with us. We sang a lot of songs that they were able to sing along with. You don't really want to bring people to tears, but we did several ourselves as well. But that human connection that we've been missing it so much. Everybody has. And I think, getting people out to live music again is just so incredibly important.
Yeah, and especially for those folks who typically can't just decide on a Friday evening to get up and go and do that. I know there's a couple of people I've spoken to recently. I used to play at the seniors home here in Vancouver Hill, and the last time I played, I was out on the patio and they were all inside. And we did a show, but it was the same thing. Everyone showed up because they had been missing it for so long. So that's really great. I'm going to take you out on the Lonesome Death cut from your record, and maybe you can just tell us a little bit about that before we play it.
Okay. It's the story of a young man from Aurora, Colorado called Elijah McClain. The song is called The Lonesome Death of Elijah McClain, which obviously it references Bob Dylan's The Lonesome Death of Hattie Carroll. Oh, I forgot. I can't remember now. Well, that's awful. Anyway, it's about a young man who had the misfortune of running into 3 very angry policemen one night. He was a young, small guy. He was dancing down the street, like he had headphones on and was dancing, and the police decided to stop him. And Elijah was probably on the spectrum a little bit, and he freaked out a little bit, and he ended up dead because these 3 policemen wrestled him to the ground, beat him quite badly, and then injected him with ketamine to sedate him. And the ketamine caused his heart to fail. And it's just a tragic story because he was such everybody who knew him will tell you what a gentle, gentle soul he was that met this most unfortunate death. So that's what this song is about. We try to bring these things to people's attention that that might not know that this is what happens in the world.
Yeah, it certainly does. Well, I want to thank both of you for your time. Keep me posted on your various bookings. Is your schedule on your website?
It's not the whole summer yet, but we will be posting. Usually within a month of playing somewhere, it'll be posted up.
Okay. Because I scour the websites and the Facebook pages to get my news for my news segment. So I'll be happy to keep people posted as to where you are, where you're playing. Super. And again, thank you. We'll look forward to seeing you.
What you do.
Well, thank you, and we'll be seeing you in August at the Vineyard.
Yeah,
it'll be
absolutely.
Great time.
Before that.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'll track you down. Okay, thanks very much. And here's a little bit of the Lonesome Death of Mike.
Elijah McLean, what you doing sneaking round this place? Ain't doing no sneaking, just on my way home. Got a little something for a friend who's feeling low. Ain't causing trouble, ain't up to no good. I'd like to go home, please, sir, if I could. I don't think so, you sneaking little freak. Hands on your head now, get down on your knees. Elijah McLean, Elijah McLean, into the ground now and trying to explain. I'm a little different, won't even kill flies. Like to play my violin for the street kids going by. But they don't hear you, their heads too full of hate. They see your colored skin and they cannot relate. Somebody's son, 130 pounds. 3 policemen crushed him to the ground. Elijah McLean, Elijah McLean, I hope forever we're calling out your name. So many questions we'd like the answers to. Will there ever be justice for you? And to those who hide behind the blue, what the hell kind of man are you? It's the truth and it needs to be said. It's 'cause of you that this young man is dead.
It's a wonderful song. It was a wonderful song. I'm glad that I kept you around to hear your own music come back to you. So once again, thanks very much, and I really look forward to seeing you this summer.
You take care, Ken.
Yeah, you as well. Bye now.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.
And that brings our show for this Monday evening to a close. We hope you enjoyed the chat with Will and Catherine, and the music that we were able to play from their new record. And if you're in the Montreal area, the Bar Courcelle in Montreal is going to be presenting their new record. I believe they said it was Monday that they were going to be doing that release. So look it up. Look up the Bar Courcelle on the website and find out the time and ticketing and all that kind of information. Until next Monday. We wish you a very good week, and don't forget, only you can prevent closed music venues. Thank you and good night.